Hi everyone, happy Friday. It's Sarah and here I am again, your career and leadership expert, and let's just throw in a bit of mindset as well, because I firmly believe mindset is the ground of everything. So what I'm going to do tonight is just go through, it was just something that popped into my head about how you can really make the most of 2021. Now, I know it started off in a very unusual way because for many of us we're in lockdown, and for some of us that might have left us feeling like, well, where does that leave that goals? Where does that leave me? You know, so I've put some things in here. I thought it was important to do this video to give you some ideas and tips about whether you're in lockdown or not in lockdown, about what you can do to really make the best of your year. Some of these suggestions are bigger than some others, but I'm going to start off with some very general tips about things you can do on a regular basis that can make your year a good year, as long as you can do them on a consistent basis. Now, obviously, as I always say, life is full of ups and downs, but you know, this is really thinking about how we can improve our current experience. So I just wanted to throw forth a few ideas. These are ideas and suggestions that I've made when I've been in coaching sessions. I'm moving my head because if I do this, it looks like, because you can see the reflection in my glasses, it looks like I've got really weird eyeballs. It does from this end anyway. So perhaps I have got really weird eyeballs. So, okay, here's a few ideas for you. So get a pen, get a piece of paper, and just jot down some ideas, see what you can think of. And I'm sure you've got other things that you do maybe without even thinking that make you happiness. I'm all about finding these smaller moments in life that give us happiness. It's not always the big, hairy, scary things in life that give us fulfillment. Of course they can be, but sometimes those things take longer and longer to manifest. If it's a big project that might, or a big goal, that might take longer to manifest. So here's just a few ideas for you, and some of them you may recognize from the videos I did last year. So when you're with others, giving them their full attention, giving other people your full attention. So if you're with your partner, not sitting gaming or being on the phone, but really having, with the important people in your life, time to interact and giving them your full presence, fully listening, fully hearing, good body language, giving them your full attention, because the most precious gift we have in life is our time, and you'll feel better for it, and the other person will feel really, really appreciative that you're giving them that full attention, because we all know when somebody's not listening to us and they're distracted, and there are times in life like that. But really make an effort that when you're with people, to be present, to be active, and to give them your full attention. Another tip for you, you don't need to be liked. So that might sound a bit weird. You're thinking, hang on a minute, how can that make me, if people don't like me, how can this make my year really beneficial to me? Well, actually, if we can let go of the idea that everyone needs to like us, then actually it's very liberating, because even if you put your best foot forward, there are just some people you're not going to get on with, and some people that just won't warm to you. Perhaps it's just, you know, a different style, a different way of working or expressing yourself. Perhaps it's somebody that's really just a difficult person to get on with. Just let it go. Not everybody's going to like you. Now, that doesn't mean going out and behaving like a complete idiot. I do really believe in giving like full attention and care and consideration to all our relationships in life, really showing up for people and showing up in what we do. We all have off days, of course, but you know, don't worry about if other people don't seem to like you. You don't know what's going on with somebody else. It's very easy for us as human beings to have a negativity bias, to make assumptions. So don't worry about it. Whenever you're doing something at work or perhaps in your personal life, think about, how can I add value? How can I leave this project? How can I leave this interaction better than when I started? And that really works in, you know, career settings and work settings. It might not be something that is your favourite task in the world, but if you can think about, you know, how can I make this, how can I really leave a mark of my value here, you know, so that I'm really recognised for what I'm doing, and it actually feels better for ourselves because we know we've given something, again, our full due diligence and our full attention. I firmly believe as well that the quality of our life is determined by the quality of our thoughts. Not everything, but you know, sometimes we all have moments in life where we have a feeling. We have a feeling, it starts as a feeling inside of us. And when it starts as a feeling which is inside our body, if we're not careful, we can exhibit that feeling as an emotion. Now, if it's something that's a bit of a negative feeling or a negative belief, or you're feeling rattled, if we're not careful, that internal feeling can then transmit very quickly, like lightning, into a thought in our minds, as in, oh, I'm not good enough, I can't do this, I can't do that. So really get in tune with your feelings. What if you're feeling uncomfortable, if you're feeling anything, might be a positive feeling. What's that feeling trying to tell me? What's the message behind it? Because if you're not careful, that feeling will transmit itself into a thought. And what happens if we're not aware or conscious of our thoughts, then actually we can project that outwards. So we can lob a bomb at somebody, accusing them of all sorts, or, you know, if we're a bit tired, a bit depleted, then we might have a difficult meeting at work, a difficult meeting with our partner. We all do it, we're not robots, but really think about tracking the quality of your thoughts, because, you know, what starts off with us internally, if we're not aware, we can exhibit that externally. And when we start doing that and acting in that way, it affects the results in our life. Something else you might like to consider doing, if you're not doing it already, is at the weekend, maybe spend 30, 60 minutes, even 20 minutes planning for the week ahead. I've got a really lovely template, which is, and I use that to do my own planning. So on a Sunday, for example, I sit down, I might have a glass of wine, some music, or just be listening to something, and I look ahead and think, well, what have I got to do this week? This is like shorter term planning. And really think about what you want to achieve in the next week, and maybe create a list or a schedule of what you want to do in a diary. Excuse me, hiccups, or, you know, that's hiccups, yeah, they improve quality of life. Write down those things that you want to do the next week. So plan for the week ahead. You know, as human beings, we like to sometimes have a plan to work to. So I think that's really important. Another thing, drink water. Have you ever felt really, really sluggish, really, really lethargic? Don't reach for the paracetamol, drink loads of water. It just refreshes our body. It makes us feel really replenished. So if you're feeling a bit sluggish, drink a pint of water or a glass of water, keep drinking water and see how good that feels for you. Smile at people. Smile at yourself in the mirror. Smile at strangers. At the moment, we're allowed to go out for exercise, certainly in the UK, and it's just really nice to stop and say hello to somebody. Not to have a chat, we're supposed to be social distancing, remember, but to smile at people. It increases dopamine, and it's a great facelift as well. Can you tell? So yeah, smile at people, it increases dopamine, it helps us feel better, and actually as human beings, even if we are a bit in our own heads, to be able to give something to other people, like I was saying before about time, but to give somebody a warm smile just makes us feel better. So for example, you know, these videos help me to feel really good, you know, really invigorated, because I love being able to share information with people, and hopefully you get something from it. So smile at people, smile at people. Another one you've heard me talk about a lot, look at the sky. When people say you're looking down, guess why? Because when we look down, it really depletes us of those chemicals in our body that helps us to feel happy and sustain happiness. But if you pull your shoulders back, good posture, sometimes by just having a nice posture, do a bit of stretching, look up, then it really increases those feel-good chemicals in our body. So that's something you can really try as well. What else? Face your fears. Is there a fear that you've been wanting to tackle this year, a fear or a phobia? There's so many different ways that you can tackle these things. I do EFT, which is tapping, which is like energy release. So if anyone's interested in that, by the way, let me know, because it's great for phobias. But face your fears. Is there something you think, oh God, I really want to do it, but I've been putting it off for ages and ages? I don't want you to look back in a few years' time and go, do you know what, if I'd only faced that fear, I'd be further on in my goal. So face your fear. Ignore critics. Now, constructive criticism is one thing, destructive criticism, it's a bit pants really. So ignore critics, people that are, I'm going to even go as far as energy vampires, you know, people that pull that energy down. We don't want to be around those kinds of people. They're the sorts of people that will, if you mention a goal or a plan that you're working towards, they'll say, what are you doing that for? Don't you think you're doing enough already? Or, you know, I don't see the point in that. I don't think that's going to work. Because they're talking about things from their own experience, not about you, what you want and where you want to get to. You're the only person that knows that. That's your truth. Don't outsource your truth to other people. If you want help, have a friend that you really trust their judgment, you know, and they're going to give you some sound advice, a coach, a mentor, a work colleague, somebody like that, a buddy. But, you know, don't allow critics to drag you down or hold you back. And every day, just try and make small improvements. If you notice a behaviour or something that you're doing, a characteristic, and you think, do you know what, I think that's a bit old school now, that's just not me, I've moved on, then why not try and make small daily improvements? Whether that's, do you know what, I'm always late for meetings and I'm in a rush all the time. What's the small improvement you can make? Get out of bed half an hour earlier. What about, you know, I feel really stressed all the time, it's really winding me up and this just is really annoying me now. Then a small daily improvement might be to just practice some mindfulness for 5 minutes every day, or take some deep breaths, go for a walk in the fresh air for 5 minutes a day. So really think about those things. The other thing I'm really big on is keeping promises. Now, I'm the sort of person that if I can't keep a promise, I won't say I'm going to do something. Again, we're not robots. Life does sometimes get in the way, but where you can, keep your promises, because it just has a really good sense of fulfillment, and it aligns to that first point of what I was saying about showing up for other people. Now, for the rest of this video, I am going to re-dive back into goals again a little bit, because yes, we are in lockdown, and I was thinking about it today in terms of some people might have been giving up on their goals, you know, not sure what they want to do, thinking, well, what's possible for me at the moment, because there's so much that's shut down. But actually there is still a lot you can do, and as human beings generally we like to have something to work towards. So let me just go through a few things for you. You can have shorter term goals and you can have longer term goals. Now your longer term goals will be something that might be, I don't know, let me think, it might be 1 year to, no, 1 year plus to 5 years to even 10 years. Your longer term goals are going to be more like a bigger picture vision. For example, say I'm living in a house in Hertfordshire or a flat and I'm single. I might say, and I'm looking to change my career. In 5 years time, I am working as an ex, which I really, really enjoy. I'm married to my partner and I live in a wonderful house here. It's more of a bigger picture piece, you know, those different areas of your life, what you want to see in the bigger picture. So that's more your longer term plan. Now your shorter term goals are your 1 year, your 6 months, your 3 months goals. So they're shorter term goals. You can still write something like that, but typically the longer term goals are the ones that are going to require a bit more effort over the years to get there. And it's, you know, and your shorter term goals are like 3, 6, 1 year. Now it depends, you can have that longer term goal piece. So I've got something over here actually, which is my 5-year plan, my 5-year goals. What I've now done is put that into 1 year goals, then I have 6 months, then I have 3 months, and then I have 1 month. Guess what I do with the 1 month goals? I break them down week by week, day by day. Now yes, sometimes things do get in the way, but studies have shown that people who set specific goals, write them down, are 275% more likely to achieve those goals than people that don't achieve goals. Because otherwise, you're going to wake up at the end of next year or the beginning of next year and sort of think, well, what have I done? How much further on? And I wasted all this time when we had time at home during lockdown. I know it's like a really difficult time, but it can be still productive. So you've got to really define these goals, short, longer term. It doesn't matter. You can do both. You can just do one. If goal setting is new to you, just do 1 month goals and break them down week by week. Get into the habit of it. Because for me, over the years that I've been doing them, I don't even have to think about it now. It's like, right, okay, time to do this, and I really enjoy it. You know, you can make it a really enjoyable experience. If you're not sure what those goals are, have a look at the video from last week and the week before, because I give you some tools and techniques to get really clear on that. So define them. Don't have too many goals. And especially if you've got one goal that's really, really big, like I'm going to set up a new tech startup in 2 years' time. It doesn't mean you can't have other goals around fitness that might be more maintenance goals that keep you going along a certain path. But be careful of having too many big goals, because you know, if you've got something really big, like, I don't know, starting up a new business, that's quite a big goal. That's going to require some time and attention. So just be mindful about what other goals you set. Goal areas you can look at, career, and you can still do this during lockdown. I'm coaching people now that are getting new jobs, new opportunities, all sorts of things are improving in their life because they're taking action and they're accountable. They're accountable in our sessions for the actions that they take, and I help empower them and move them along. So some of the areas you can still look at, Remember, we can control a great deal in our lives. We don't have to give up, right? Career, finances, relationship, personal development, stroke learning goals. I love those. Spiritual or religious. You might have a creativity goal. Home, house and home, family, friends, hobbies. There could be all sorts of different things, you know, make them really nice, well-rounded goals. You might want to pick some of those areas and decide, do you know what, I've got this really massive goal, that's my main goal, but do you know what, for my health and fitness, I've just got some maintenance goals, which are drinking water, eating healthily, cooking my own meals, going for exercise every day. Now, for some people, those health and fitness goals might be quite a stretch, but for you, they might just be maintenance goals that keep you going along the way. You might have a really massive health goal in terms of, I want to be my ideal weight of X by the end of the year. But actually, to get to your ideal weight, there might be a lot of weight that you need to shift to do that. So for you, that may be quite a big challenging goal. So maybe that's where a good deal of your time and attention goes to. But there are other things along the way that help you do what you do. So with friends, you know, have a Zoom call with my friends every month. Do you see what I mean? For each of us, there might be something that's quite a big goal. It's stretching and it requires a lot of time, energy and effort. But there will be other areas of your life that are not so stretching. So you can just make a note of those and just keep referring to them, but put your energy into the real big goals. So as you can see, there's still lots and lots and lots of different areas, different things that we can do to really make this a great year. You know, we're human beings, not human doings. We do a lot. So how about having some being goals? How about thinking, well, this year I'm going to set an intention. I'm going to be happy. Not by when, it's slightly different, but it might be something you want to write down. If you notice that you're not as happy as perhaps you were a few years ago, have a look at that and have a being goal. Why not? You know, why not have a being goal of, I'm going to be really enthusiastic in the meetings that I attend. I'm going to be a really collaborative person at work and define what that looks like. I'm going to be a great, attentive, listening partner to my girlfriend, my boyfriend, etc. So, you know, if you're feeling like with lockdown that, do you know what, I just haven't got the energy, there's so much going on at home, I'm feeling a bit depleted, maybe have some being goals. There are doing goals as well, having goals and learning goals. I don't know about you, but during lockdown for me, learning goals have really come to the front because there's other activities that I used to do, like go and speak at conferences, that have switched, and they've switched online, so I still do them, but I've got extra time now, and it's like, well, I'm not going to sit here twiddling my thumbs. I do like to decompress and do nothing at times, but do you know what? Oh God, I've been meaning to do this course for ages. So I've got through, you know, so many different learning and development goals. It's amazing. It's been really, really productive. So if we look at some of these areas, fitness and health, we can still exercise, be that at home or outdoors. We can eat healthily. We can meditate. We can journal. We can write affirmations. Health can be mental health as well. Personal development. We can have coaching. We could have therapy. We could join groups, group therapy groups, or online groups to meet new people online. We can attend, you know, I put learning in here as well, courses. We can listen to workshops. We can, you know, listen to YouTube videos and audio books. Hobbies. There may be hobbies that need to switch because you can't do them. Some sports I think are still going ahead, but there's loads of stuff online. Airbnb are doing events. So if you thought, do you know what, I'm really interested in ghosts, go on a virtual ghost hunt. Why not? Do stuff like that. There's loads happening online if you look for it. I know we all talk about digital fatigue, but we do need to interact with other people. We're social beings. You know, is there a musical instrument where they're doing online tuition, like a singing group? You know, are you interested in American politics? Is there a discussion or a debating group like Toastmasters that helps you learn something, but you can debate as well? So there's lots of things you can do. Families and friends, parties, Zooms. You can have a support bubble with one other household in the UK, I think. Religion and spirituality. fantastic. Reading, workshops, meditation, reflection, journaling, you know, visioning, visualizing what you want, really feeling connected to everything that's going on around you. You could have a goal around a habit. It takes 30 to 90 days to embed a new habit. So instead of reaching for a donut in the fridge, maybe have a drink of water or go out for a walk, install a new habit. You can still do that. You can still have career goals. I'm working with people that are getting new jobs all the time. You know, they're taking step forwards and planning their career. House and home. Oh my goodness, you know, there's loads of things you can be doing. So this can still be, and still is, a really, really great year. So I started off this video with a whole bunch of tips about how to really, you know, make this year work from you, some small daily actions that you can do. And then I've gone into a bit more detail about goals and how to get your mojo going with goals. And don't forget, as I said, people that set goals, plans, etc., they are 275% more likely to achieve what they want in life. And that's quite an impressive number. So again, thank you for listening. If you've got any questions, then please send me a direct message. If there are any subjects you would like me to cover, perhaps there's something that's you're really struggling with during lockdown. You know, we're all having our moments with it. Don't give up. Listen to the tips I gave you at the beginning of this video, because they're really simple things you can do now. Get into the habit of doing them to help improve your own experience. For any questions, if you want any tools relating to what I've talked about this evening, then please just drop me a comment, drop me a note, and have a great week. Take care. Bye.